What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna be detailing this thing. You can see it's pretty bad. A lot of swirl marks on this thing. But let's get started. All right, guys. So here I am collecting the buckets. I am using the 2 bucket method. You can see me scrounging around there. Got them all set. After that, like anybody else would tell you, when you're detailing or adding a ceramic coating, prep work is key. So initially I washed this once and then I washed it again, making sure that any pollen or any stuck dirt was removed from the clear coat. And I did that over and over. As soon as I was done making sure that it was clean, I went ahead and grabbed the clean slate from Chemical Guys that you will see here. Again, guys, don't kill me. This is one of those things where I did a compulsive buy, went and bought a whole bunch of Chemical Guys stuff when they were first coming out. It was very interesting. I know there's better products out there. I haven't got to use any, but I'll get to that when I get to it. Anyways, I started with clean slate. Again, after I washed the car 2, maybe 3 times to get rid of all the dirt and residue, I went ahead and did clean slate all around the vehicle. After I did it once, rinsed it off, I went ahead and did it again. And that's just to remove all or any additional coats that I may have. I did clear coat this. I did ceramic coat this maybe about 2 years ago, 2.5. So it's been some time. I didn't suspect that there was any left over, but again, better safe than sorry, ensuring that the paint and the clear coat are ready for the ceramic coating. I didn't want to risk anything. And I strongly recommend everybody does the same. Here you can see I sped it up. I already did it once, rinsed it off completely. The first time I rinsed it off, I wasn't really too concerned with getting all the product off, but I did give it a good rinse from the top all the way down. After I got it rinsed off, for the most part, I went ahead and grabbed my glove, again using the 2 bucket method, dipped it in the clean water, put the mitt or the glove to it, as you see here, did it all the way around. As soon as you coat it, you come back, and if that glove picked up any residue, use the other bucket to rinse it off, wring it off, and then put it back in the clean bucket, and essentially that's supposed to remove any residue that you may have on the glove. I know some of you guys hate this towel. I really don't like it either, but for the purpose of me polishing the car anyway, I'll go ahead and use this shimmy, get this car dried off. So from there, I completely dried off the car, again, specifically paying attention to the clear coat. In my area, there is pollen that floats around and gets really, really stuck to the clear coat. At that point, I would grab this shimmy, and if I identified it, I'd go ahead and put my little nail to it and get it off. As you see there, you start looking specifically for any imperfections that will impair you from putting on a ceramic coating effectively. But from here, I'll speed it up. I'm just drying it off completely, making sure any stubborn water gets removed. Here I am just noting any imperfections that I'm going to try to remove. Obviously, I'm not going to remove all of them. This car is pretty bad, and also it is the color black, which is one of the most difficult ones to correct, especially if after it's had some time in the sun and weathered. But there you see it. Now on to the next step. After I completely dried it off, I grabbed my clay bar, as you see here, almost dropped it. Good thing I didn't. But again, Chemical Guys clay bar, don't judge me. And then I went ahead and started to clay bar the entire vehicle to make sure it gets off any residue, starting from the top to the bottom. So I am pretty much done. See, the paint looks kind of crappy. I cleaned it, washed it. I just finished clay barring, so it is a long process, but I'm looking forward to starting. I'll give you guys the before and after. So this is my pretty crappy before. I should have did a better job, but you can see that the light. I would not use the light that I have in my hand, but the one that is above over the garage. Um, that displays how shiny it is not. But again, I apologize for the shitty quality. I was trying to work every angle that I could to see what would work. For these, I am going to start with C4 and P4. Now, if this doesn't clear up the hood, which is easier to access, I'll try something else. But then, if it does work my way to the top, all the way to the bottom. But I'll probably start with the hood just to get started. I'm using the Torque D, which is their polishing whatever machine. So we'll see how it goes. So initially, as you see here, and I'll speed it up, I did start with the C4, but I wasn't satisfied after I finished doing that one little section as far as how many of the swirls that it removed. It did remove quite a few, but I realized that I needed a stronger abrasive compound, so I went ahead and again grabbed the chemical guys, V34, I believe it is. It's a little bit more rough. Maybe I could have changed the polishing pad also, but I didn't. I stayed with the orange. But that's what I use to get the end result, and you'll be able to see. And again, mistakes are being made. I'm learning a lot. Um, I should have switched out the pad, um, but again, I'm an amateur and I'm just learning. So we're halfway done. Pretty mirror finish all the way around. This side is not done, as you can see. Some kind of looks the same, but you could see it's not as clean. This is not done either. So kind of blurry, kind of difficult to see because it's good lighting, but look at that. All right, guys, day number 2. I finished for the most part the front end. Still got to do this backside. Looks kind of whack a little bit, but still shiny from the paint correction. But I'd open the door, but it's pretty foggy outside. But I'll get that done, and then I'm gonna ceramic coat it once again with Avalon King, and then let it sit for about a day. So finish that half. Now doing this half. Slow process, but it's got to get done. So for me here, applying the ceramic coating, again, it's a very, very tedious process. If you ever find yourself losing your patience or wanting to rush the process, I strongly suggest, and this is why I did day 2, I found myself losing my patience and I said, I'm going to go ahead and stop and then continue on the next day since I have another vehicle, so it doesn't really affect me at all. But as you see here on the fast video, per the instructions, it tells you to break it down in sections. It tells you to go one way and then the other way, as you see there on the video. Pretty easy. Tells you to let it sit for 2 to 4 minutes, depending on the temperature that you're in, which is what I did. And the way that I did it is I would break it down and one section, apply it, realize that I had about 2 to 3 minutes to apply the next section, and then I would come back and buff the section that I was working on. And it was pretty effective. But let me know if you guys do anything different. That's how I did mine. So you have to let that settle in for a little bit. I think this is like 2 3 minutes. Obviously, with depending on the temperature that you're in, it's pretty cool today. So um, after that, again, this absorbs it. It's a better angle, better lighting. Um, start going back and forth. Start polishing it in. Good afternoon, guys. Finally done. I'm about to pull it out and see what it looks like in the sun. So let's see. I was trying to run out of that ceramic coating bottle. I could. I'm almost guaranteed you could get 1.5 SUVs done with it, but I stopped because I did 2 layers on the hood and on the fenders. Everything else is one coat, but we'll see what it looks like outside in the sun. Here it is. Pay no attention to the windows, but for the most part, got rid of a lot of swirl marks. I should have went with a deeper cutting pound compound. Um, didn't do the bumper. Technical difficulties with the keys. You can see the swirl marks are still kind of there, but not too bad. I did get rid of a lot of them, so pretty happy with that. Did the hood. So here is the famous drip. So when you pour water, it's supposed to kind of beat off and not run like a river. And as you see here, it's doing exactly that. And I'll do it a couple of times just so you guys can see the entire time it does beat off. So it is protected. And there you see it.